All right, let's go over my favorite tip when I want to simplify irrational expressions, especially when I have multiple variables and some negatives, because we don't really like negatives. So I think the most important thing when you have so many things going on is just to go ahead and separate things. And here's what I mean. If I was going to multiply like a 3/7 times a 2/5. Okay? Remember, when you're multiplying fractions, right, we multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So technically what we're doing is a 3 times 2 all over a 7 times 5. Now, if you're a little bit of a brain or you just want to be double check, yes, I know the answer is 35. But why am I going over this? What am I trying to show you? And how is that going to be helpful in this problem? Well, the reason why it's going to be helpful in this problem is because what I want you to think about this is we have this right here, right? That's technically what I have. I have a 3 times x, an x to raise to the negative first, times y to the third, and z to the negative second. And they're all divided by this. Now, thankfully, everything is arranged. So before you do this tip, it is important to make sure you always have x's over x's, y's over y's, z's over z's, numbers over numbers. But I think that's really important is what I want to do is I want to go from this form and break it into that form. That way, we can just go ahead and address our rules of exponents, which each either number or variable separately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this now in a little bit more of an expanded form. Now, technically, if you even need to do this even more, one thing I like to do sometimes is I'll even get like a side piece of paper and you can go ahead and do the work over here. Now, the issue with doing this tip is I'm doing all these operations inside of these parentheses that's being raised to the negative third power. So what I always like to do is I always like to work from the inside out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus on whatever's inside this expression first, and then I'll deal with this negative third power. But the reason I like to look at it sometimes like this is when you're going over there, sometimes you'll confuse the powers with each other, and it just makes sometimes mistakes easier to happen. So I want to try to avoid some mistakes. So I like sometimes just writing things out in more of an expanded form, and we can see. Now, obviously 3/4, I can't do anything with that, so that's going to remain exactly the same. Then over here, I have x to the negative first divided by x to the fourth. And just remember, guys, the rules of exponents, when you are dividing powers, you're going to subtract them, right? So I have a -1 minus 4. So you owe me $1. You borrow 4 more. So therefore, now you're going to owe me $5. So therefore, that's going to be an x to the negative fifth power. Over here, again, I'm subtracting. So here I have a 3. Let's actually rewrite this. So x to the negative first minus 4 equals x to the negative fifth. Over here, I have y to the third minus a -2. Or remember a double negative, right? Minus a negative is the same thing like adding. So therefore, that's going to be a 3 plus 2. So that's going to be a y to the fifth, but that's a positive. And then over here, I'm going to have a -7 minus a 5. So let's go ahead and rewrite this as z. -7 minus a -5. So you can see a lot of times by rewriting things over here, or just having things separated, it just sometimes helps visualize and understand what exactly we're doing, because making mistakes with negatives is something very common. So I have -$7, but I'm going to do minus the negatives. So that's going to be a positive 5. So -7 plus 5 is going to give me a -2. So therefore, it's going to be a z to the negative second power. Okay, so a couple things that we need to discuss here, and that is going to be negative powers. So if I have, let's say, like 1/5 divide to the negative second power, that is going to be the same thing as if I reciprocate this as 5 over 1 to the positive power. So if I have a fraction raised to a negative power, all I simply need to do is reciprocate that fraction, and therefore I can rewrite that in the positive form. So what's important about this is, but actually before I get to this, I want to get rid of my negative powers. So I can see this -3 here, so that means I'm going to reciprocate, but what exactly am I reciprocating here? So one more thing I want to mention is, again, if I had like, let's say x to the negative second power, so now I just have a variable or an integer raised to a negative power. If I wanted to rewrite that in the positive power, again, you're just going to reciprocate it. So now I'm going to put it in the denominator. So before I go into applying this negative third power, I want to make sure I know what's in my numerator, what's in my denominator, right? Because if I have to reciprocate this, I got to go and clean this up. So all of these are in the numerator, right? The x to the negative fifth, the y to the fifth, and the z to the negative second. 4 is the only thing right now that's showing in the denominator. So if I want to rewrite everything with positive powers, I'm going to take x to the negative fifth, I'm going to put that in the denominator, so it's a positive 5, and z to the negative second, put that in the denominator, so it's a positive 2. Okay, so now all I simply need to do is to get rid of this negative, I need to reciprocate everything. And then this 3, it needs to be applied. Since everything is separated by multiplication, I'm going to apply this 3 to each and every term. So let's first reciprocate. So I have a 4, x to the 5th, z to the 2nd, divided by 3, y to the 5th. Now I have it to a positive third power. And now what I simply need to do is apply that third power to each and everything, each and every term. So basically, this is going to look like this. So I'll have a 4 to the third power. I have x to the 5th raised to the third power. I have z squared raised to the third power. I have a 3 raised to the third power and a y to the 5th raised to the third power. Now just remember the rules of exponents state whenever you have an exponent raised to a power, you're going to multiply those powers. So my final answer is going to be a 4 cubed, so that's going to be 4 times 4, which is 16, times another 4, which is going to be a 64. X to the 5th raised to the third power is going to be x to the 15th. Z squared times a third is going to be a z to the 6th. And a 3 cubed is going to be 3 times 3 times 3, which is a 27. And y to the 5th cubed, again, is just like what we had over there, which is up here, which is going to be a y to the 15th. So my favorite tip is to go ahead and separate things. So therefore you can apply those operations separately, get rid of the negatives, work from the inside out. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.